Okay, so somebody wanted to see I was recording my videos for YouTube since I'm recording inside a tent. And well, a few days ago, we sort of ripped off the outside tent because we live in a camper and there's a tent attached to the camper. And inside that tent, I had my other tent where I was recording videos. And what happened was that when it was blowing, because we live near the ocean, the tent would sort of shake the entire camper, meaning that we would get seasick inside our house, essentially. So we had to take apart the outside tent, meaning that my office tent is now exposed to wind and rain and that sort of thing. So we finally had everything set up so I could do videos and everything was working perfectly. And then last night something happened and there was, I guess, a strong wind, and it blew the side of the tent, like the sides of it, not the front or the back, but the sides. And my table got almost flipped over, and my monitor, my keyboard, everything on my desk essentially looked like somebody took their hand and just like sort of shoved everything down on the floor. So I was really worried that my screen was not going to work anymore, because it's a fairly expensive screen from back when I did actually have a job besides YouTube, so I could actually get myself a proper screen. So I was really worried that it was gonna break or something like that. So I just sort of want to show you guys the office now that I've moved everything around, so hopefully it shouldn't blow everything over again. So, you know, just to sort of show you, and I should probably be able to go back just a little further. So I live inside a tent, and it's a special tent that I ordered from the US, which has some sort of heat and noise reduction. So I should be able to hear less noise from outside. Of course, it doesn't really work when there's wind blowing and rain blowing, or like raining on top of the tent. So I had this really ugly yellow desk because that came with the camper. And I would like to get a new desk, mainly because this one is really wobbly, like everything is shaking when I just touch it, meaning that if there's just a slight wind blowing in the tent, it's gonna wobble my table and it's gonna go into the microphone when I record. So I really want to get a new desk once I have the money for it. So this is my laptop. I sold my desktop computer because you can't use that at a camper, so I bought a laptop instead that was somewhat decent enough to do what I wanted it to do. And this is my monitor, which got flipped over and just sort of landed on the floor on its head. And I didn't know until this morning. My girlfriend said, "Oh, something got knocked over inside your tent last night." And I was like, "Oh no." So okay, my lamp broke as well, as you guys can see during the night. But I'm just sort of going to use the lamp to show you around, because as you can see, we have a floor. I have a small heater because it is a tent and it's winter, so I need to get some sort of heat in here. And it does heat up the tent very well. It's actually almost as warm as inside inside the camper that we live in. So the tent is actually really good when it comes to heat insulation. This is our internet. We have 5 bars on it. I swear. We did not have 5 bars on it when I was standing on the table before it got knocked over last night. So I moved it to the floor just like a few minutes ago, and now we have 5 bars of internet. I'm not gonna touch it again. It's just gonna stay right there, because now we might actually have some proper internet here. So yeah, so as you guys can see, I have a bunch of stuff in the back. It's like the equipment that I had before when we had the apartment. I have some sound isolation that, you know, can't really go on the walls here, because, well, it's not a wall, it's a tent. So, you know, just to sort of show you guys around the tent, it's actually quite big. Like, this is where I get inside the tent. It's behind me. I used to have my desk over there because, you know, it seemed like a good idea. I could walk in from the entrance. I would sit here in my chair, where I'm sitting right here, and then the desk would be over there, which made sense. And then the wind came and I can't put anything up against the side of my tent anymore. So I have to put it centered inside the tent for it to make sense. Again, it's like the worst desk ever. It's like a bunch of mechanical stuff underneath it. Okay, so the video just sort of ran out of, because I can only record 5 minutes of 2K footage, so I had to start over. So my desk is just sort of a wobbly mess, and you can see I do actually have a chair back there, which is a chair that we couldn't fit inside the camper. the chair sort of helps making sure that the tent does not move around too much. So I'm quite happy that I have it in here. And then my equipment back there is also sort of heavy, so it sort of keeps the tent down on the ground, you know, when there's a strong wind and such. So this is where I record. I would like to get a new desk, so we're sort of trying to save up for it. I'm so glad my microphone has not broken yet, because quite a few things happened to it as well, as I've been moving from place to place and moving to a camper. So it's been exposed to a lot of things, so I'm glad it's still working as good as it does, and hopefully it's not going to break anytime soon. So, because again, we can't afford a new one until the YouTube channel gets slightly bigger. So yeah, right now we're just sort of trying to get by. It just seems like every time we you know, something good happens, then something bad needs to happen to sort of tell us that, oh, you can't be too happy, you have to get knocked down a bit. And then when something other, you know, happens that is good, then something bad happens again. So I finally got the office set up, and my audio in the last video I uploaded was quite good, I think. I've been messing around a lot with the audio inside Premiere when I edited, and it just seemed like, you know, just gonna put this down here. Because the light is broken, I can't put it correctly. There we go, I guess. I don't know if you can even see me. So I finally got some sound settings that I wanted to have inside Premiere. So it sounded quite good. It was like a victory for me last night. And then again, something had to happen to sort of knock us down a little bit. Which seems to be like every day for us when it comes to just in general our life. But again, we're fine now. The screen is not broken. I'm happy about that. And I'm supposed to be recording an episode today, and it's raining. And the rain goes into the microphone, so I had to cancel my upload yesterday, because there was just technical difficulties with rain and wind. So I hope I can record today. I did upload a video today, but that was meant for yesterday. So the video for today, I hope I can record. I think it's today. Is it Wednesday or Thursday? Oh, it's not gonna go up until tomorrow, so I'm fine. I hope, if it stops raining. It's a really, really weird weather here. It's like snowy, and then it's rainy, and then it's, you know, socky on the ground, and it's just really bad. So but you guys saw my office now, so I'd like to know what you guys think about it for an alternative, not apartment office, like a tent office, because this is really the only good solution that we have. We tried asking if we could get a second camper or something, or like a small wooden shed next to the camper, but they wouldn't allow us to have it. So the only solution was to put up a tent. Yeah. Which again, like, this is like a great tent for doing this sort of thing. Like, it costs quite a bit. And again, we spent the last of our money on the tent, so I would be really, really unhappy if it turned out that each time we have a bit of storm coming, that it's gonna knock everything down inside of my tent here. So let me know what you guys think about the office. I'm quite curious about it. I know there's gonna be some people saying, oh, why don't you just move into an apartment? But it's not really an option for us here. So I do also want to answer one question, which is something that I've been asked. Oh my god, my arm is getting tired. One question I got asked quite a few times on my channel is, why do I live in a camper? Why do I not have a lot of money? Is there no jobs when it comes to web development? Because a lot of people are worried about that what I'm teaching on the channel is not something that you can get a job with. And just really quickly want to say that it's not that I can't get a job, because I could just go out and get a regular full-time job as a web developer, or I could go freelance if I wanted to. Okay, so my 5 minutes just went up again, so I had to restart the recording. It's not that I can't get a job with the skills that I teach on the channel. It's because that YouTube is my dream job, which sort of started back when I was studying myself at the university. I found out that my classmates had a hard time with what was being taught because it was pretty basic back then, but because we didn't know anything, then it's still difficult to learn new things, right? So I started a YouTube channel just to sort of do entertainment. I did gameplay videos like horror games and that sort of thing on my YouTube channel, and then I figured, why not start teaching on the channel as well? So I would start uploading tutorials on HTML and CSS, which were like horrible quality back then, but they did do the job and taught my classmates how to use the skills we learned in class. And then later on, it just sort of became something that other people from outside the class, like because it's public on YouTube, other people start watching it and they kind of liked it. So I started uploading more episodes on things that wasn't necessarily for my classmates, but also for other people. And it just sort of became something that, wow, there's a truck outside my tent. This is what I go through when I have to record videos. I spent an hour and a half recording an episode that lasts for about 15 to 20 minutes because I have to sit here and wait for rain to stop, or I have to wait for a truck to go by or something. I sort of started to create videos for everyone, and I loved the idea that I was getting comments of people saying that education was not free in their country, and what I did was helping them, or that the teachers they had in their country or like in their class wasn't very well at explaining things. I'm not saying I'm better than other teachers at explaining things. I'm just saying that they found my video more useful when it came to learning the things that they were learning. Maybe because I explained it in a different way, and it's good to get both sides of the explanation. I just sort of added something to it, apparently. At least that's what I was being told. And it just sort of became something I really enjoyed doing. So I figured that the rest of my life I wanted to do YouTube. So that's where I'm at right now. Like I was trying to do not a full-time job, but a part-time job next to my other part-time job next to doing YouTube when I lived in an apartment. And while we did have a bit of money, like the apartment was just so expensive. That was a really bad life choice of us because we were told it cost a certain amount. We moved in and it cost something more. So we couldn't afford it. I'm just gonna check my time because, 3 minutes. So we just sort of like hit a bunch of rough spots there. But because I couldn't get YouTube working, because I was not uploading anything. I was uploading once every month or so, which was not what I wanted to do. I wanted to at least upload 3 times a week, and I just had no energy because I had to work 2 other jobs next to it. So we decided to move into a camper. So we're living in a sort of poor way, but I mean it's beautiful here and everything. We have a good time. We're not freezing anything, but it's not the lifestyle that most people they see as a good lifestyle, because you don't live inside a house or inside an apartment, but it's what makes us happy. If just we could get this office working without wind blowing and a proper desk and stuff, but we're happy, so we like living here. So I just want to clarify, it's not because you can't get a job doing what I teach on the channel, it's because I chose not to get a job doing what I teach on the channel. Okay. I'm just sort of going to end off here because I think I showed you guys everything that's worth seeing, and I'll show you guys the area outside at some point, but not right now because it's raining. So, bye bye.